Hello, my name is Tiffany Chang, and this is Conductor as CEO, where I take ideas from other industries and share how we can apply them as arts leaders. I imagine a world where leaders help people thrive, feeling more valued, seen, and fulfilled, while knowing that their work truly matters. We encounter numerous problems each day in leadership positions. It is our job to identify those problems and to seek out solutions. So we naturally want to jump to the problem-solving stage right away. Sometimes I wonder, do we ever pause and ask if we have appropriately identified the problem? There are three quotes that come to mind that lodge this question in my head. The first one is from Stephanie Nixon. She says that what you frame as the problem sets the universe of solutions that will follow. The second quote is from Paul Watson, and he says, the problem is not the problem. The problem is how we think about the problem. And finally, the third quote is, a problem well put is half solved, from John Dewey. So I thought that I would attempt to tackle three common problems that we face in the arts and see if I could play with the framing a little bit. Now, I don't claim to have the answers to any problem, nor that the frames I choose are the only ones possible. However, I do find value in using reframing as a tool to see things differently. So here I go. The first problem, our musicians are not paid enough. Pay immediately relates to two things: sustainable quality of life and measurement of value. So when we say that we are not paid enough, it can mean that we don't have enough financial means to sustain a viable quality of life. It can also mean that we don't feel we are valued appropriately for our expertise and work. So a possible frame to see the problem is that musicians' compensation does not adequately cater to their required quality of life and sense of self-worth as a professional. When we see it through this frame, we can ask, what is the pay gap that exists between current and desired quality of life? What are some specific areas of financial need? How can we help with those, with pay or benefits or other means? How might musicians feel undervalued? Are there other ways beyond pay that exists that could help demonstrate their true value? Now, another problem that we see often is our programming is not inclusive. Our programming is often determined by what is going to generate the most revenue. We know who would buy tickets, and we know what they would like to see programmed. So we cave in each time when we choose the safety of having audiences and seats and assured profit. Now, a possible frame to see this problem is that our target audience is too limited. So we can ask, via this frame, who else in the community would we want to come to our concerts? How do we get them to become a regular participant? What do they want from programming? What would they want beyond programming? And while diverse programming is one of the solutions, are there other solutions that can be found beyond the pieces that we play? How can we set up parameters and guiding principles that allow us to make these different decisions? A third common problem that we see is we don't have enough women conductors on the podium or diverse leaders in executive positions. We expect a certain image of what a conductor or leader must be, what they look like, and what they wear, what they say. So we are slow to step out of our established comfort zone. Our hiring mechanisms are flawed to favor the same people over and over again, whether we like to admit it or not. If we keep using it, the problem can't be solved. And focusing on one specific diversity attribute may lead to one-time decisions that may not have grounds in solving a larger, long-term issue. So a possible frame to see this problem is we are not comfortable enough with stepping away from traditions. Now, when we see that as the problem, we can ask, how does it make us feel when we encounter a conductor or leader who does not fit our established expectations? How can we accept and normalize that feeling? What might be the exact opposite traits of our expectations? And can we be okay with that? How can we actively seek out those alternative traits in the people that we're looking at? What might be some adjustments in our hiring processes that could help with it? So these are just some thoughts about how we can reframe some of the questions that we commonly ask in our industry. I recognize that there are so many other frames we can use to see these problems, and they can all yield a different set of possible solutions. And what's also important to note is that what you are able to see may be a blind spot for me, and vice versa. So exploring together with colleagues is such a crucial step in assessing the effectiveness of these frames. If we know that what we've been doing is not really working, perhaps it's worth experimenting with reframing and see where it takes us. If these ideas resonate with you, please consider signing up in the link below to receive an email with each new blog post sent directly to your inbox. Thank you and have a great day.